Hi everyone, I'm Ethan.
And I'm Pete.
And welcome to Films and Stuff. Oh, we're getting closer to syncing
getting
that up.
much better now.
So today we are
Go on.
Yeah, tell me.
So last week we talked about a bunch of movies.
Yep. And today we said we're going to focus a little bit on the stuff aspect of films and stuff.
That's right. Quick recap though, we're still in the middle of watching a few shows. Morning Show, which we have to discuss.
That's
Yellowstone.
True. Also true.
And Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
That got released.
Hawkeye.
I'm waiting a few more episodes before I really dig deeper into it. I've seen the first two. I'm going to see a couple more, and then I think we should talk about it. Because I think Marvel shows in general, you need to watch a couple before you can decide if you're going to like it or not.
Yeah, we have to exercise some restraint and not focusing on that.
But as Ethan said, we're going to talk about gadgets today.
Today is Gadget Day. So, Pete, you sent me a very interesting idea and said, hey, let's talk about some gadgets and see if we can find, what are the hottest trending gadgets right now. And then you sent me this website, which is just a treasure trove, both of gadgets and discussion material. And to be honest, humor a little bit. So
I think humor a lot of it.
Humor a lot of it. I think we're fairly representative of people who have a healthy need for gadgets, but not a limitless appetite for trash, right? And some of these things are unnecessary trash.
100%.
So you said that you've highlighted. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. You're right. I have highlighted a few things, but I just to refresh you and maybe the audience, what is a gadget?
For me, a gadget is something that you're absolutely capable of living without. But once you see it, you will immediately identify that you have a clear need for it in your life. And it should be somehow electronic.
Right. And I think of it as something that you can use to either entertain yourself, or B, you can use it for something there's practical utility for, something that has practical utility. But as you pointed out, we don't necessarily need it as a part of our lives.
I would say probably all of this year, in most cases, probably better off without. Sometimes, I found this too many times, that a gadget is actually complicating my life.
Yeah, when an alternative that's, been tried and tested is maybe just as good, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? I think one of the few gadgets that might be, for example, what's a gadget that you think you could live without or might be worse off than the original?
I mean, I can live without a Fitbit.
Yep.
I mean, I have a Fitbit.
Yep. I was going to go even more practical and say I have an electric can opener that never works.
I didn't know we were getting into kitchen gadgets.
I've got a manual one that always works. Well, just in general. And on the flip side, Roombas, I think they're great.
I've got both the Roomba with the sweeper, and I've got the mop.
The mopping one?
Yeah, the mopping one.
Is the mopping one any good? I've been too scared to try it out because it's not recommended for wood floors.
Oh, no, it's the opposite. Well, I don't know if you've got real wood floors. We've got kind of like fake wood floors, but I have to say...
Oh, no, we have the real deal. That's why we can't use it. They warp too much.
Well, in any case, I say I've got both of them, and I find them, to be honest, exceptional. They're definitely not without maintenance and occasional problems. But overall, I have to say, as a tandem, they are exceptional. I have no regrets.
Right.
No regrets.
But I think we can both agree that that is an example of a gadget.
Absolutely.
That may be unnecessary, but has a practical use and does, in fact, make your life a little bit easier.
Totally true.
So that's how I think of that as a gadget.
So take me through your top 5.
I came across this website. Yeah. It's called Gadget Flow.
Sounds like it's a lot of gadgets.
Which you have the link for.
I do.
And so, first of all, this is...
Is it a bad sign?
Can
I just make one? Yeah, that's the same point I was going to make, which is, with all my respect to the good folks at Gadget Flow, there's enough funny stuff on here that it could actually be like a fake website.
Or like a parody website, right?
A parody website, yeah.
I don't know how real some of these things are. And then you see like a Samsung phone or like an LG TV, and you're like, oh, wait, but those are definitely real things.
I feel like it's bots. I feel like there's somehow like bots and they're like scraping the web to like import things here.
I honestly found that to be true too. I think that that's an aggregator.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think some of these things are obviously very legitimate because I even see like an Amazon sign on some of these, right?
Yep.
For example, the wall mounted smart display. Okay, that seems
Sure.
like it's a very legitimate gadget, right? Then there is the smart breath training mouthpiece system.
Wait a minute, let's not get too ahead of ourselves. That's my number one gadget of things.
That's your number one gadget?
So weird.
Your number one gadget? How? That you want? Or for
No, the number one gadget of the most ridiculous things I found on this website.
So, Pete, I know the answer to this, but please tell the listeners, how much is this virtual breathing coach?
So this virtual breathing coach, which, by the way, not only measures your lung function, but is smartphone enabled and is designed, if you can believe it, Ian, to boost your respiratory strength. How much would you pay for a gadget like that? Not to go too infomercial on you.
I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't pay anything, but for like maybe less than $25, I would buy it.
What about $380?
Absolutely not.
Because that is what these guys
absolutely not. What is it supposed to do? It's supposed to help my lung function?
Well, it's supposed to measure your lung function, and it's supposed to help strengthen or boost your respiratory strength.
I mean, maybe this is like for like really kind of like athletes. I mean, I guess if you're a triathlete, maybe there's like some use.
I don't know. I'm skeptical that, if I get this, I'm not going to all of a sudden be able to run a marathon.
Yeah, I mean, it's expensive, it's unnecessary, and it's smartphone enabled. So that's your number one gadget, and I agree. I think this is unnecessary. I wonder how many are being sold.
That's the other thing is I don't know if they're actually selling many of these, but like a lot of these are being scraped from like Kickstarter and Indiegogo. So I think a lot of these are also you're buying into the potential for owning it. Right? You're not actually buying it for for something, right? Like if you see something advertised on Amazon, you're getting it. If you get something from a brand like Anker or Sony or HP, you're getting it. But if you buy something that's like for example,
where is that?
Ostrich pillow ergonomic.
No, where is it? It's ostrich?
Yeah, exactly. An ostrich pillow ergonomic eye mask.
I definitely want that. What does it do?
According to this, it helps you get the perfect night of sleep.
Oh, I mean,
it adapts to your face's three-dimensional features, and it ensures that it fits perfectly on all head and face types. I mean, the language alone.
That's hard to argue with, but it also seems like it's over-promising.
Well, you can pre-order one for only $42.
Well, I mean, that's not outrageous compared to the mouthpiece for $380. That's not outrageous.
Yeah, but this is just an eye mask. I mean, like, I get those for free anywhere, right? If you jump on any flight, you can probably grab one.
Does it contour to your three-dimensional face?
No, I find that most cloth and fabric materials tend to contour to anything you put them to. Cloth is not famously known for being inflexible and totally hard.
You know what I feel? I think this is the ostrich farmers. Remember, there was a time when ostrich meat was supposed to be like the new
protein, right? Yeah.
And now, since meat is being replaced, by the fake meats. Yeah. I think that there's all these ostrich farmers, and they're scrambling to find repurpose their ostriches, basically.
Right. So they're rebranding themselves.
Yeah, now they've got the ostrich feather face mask, which I bet smells lovely over your nose as well.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, but that's a nice diversion.
Number 3.
Let me read you a description. I'm going to read you this description, and I want you to tell me what you would pay for this.
Okay.
Do you want to upgrade your transportation?
Yes.
Look no further than the Jetson 1 personal electric aerial vehicle. This aluminum and carbon fiber aircraft features 8 powerful electric motors and seats 1 passenger.
This sounds expensive.
Explore the world below at up to 63 miles per hour and get peace of mind with LiDAR sensors, which track your environment and avoid obstacles. Moreover, this personal electric aerial vehicle can fly for up to 20 minutes. It also includes a 3-axis joystick and throttle lever to control steering. For those concerned about safety, the Jetson 1 can safely fly with the loss of any one motor and includes a ballistic parachute with rapid deployment time. It's around the size of a touring motorcycle.
I mean, I have to say there's a few interesting points about this. The first is that something that has 20 minutes of airtime really means you can only fly 10 minutes, right? Because you have to somehow get back.
Right. Or at least to the next charging station or whatever it uses, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So you're asking me how much I would pay for this or how much I think it is costing?
Either or.
I would pay, I mean, to be honest, it sounds pretty cool. I'd probably pay like $5,000.
Would you pay $92,000?
$92,000?
Oh, yeah.
And it's one person?
And it's 20 minutes of flying. It comes with a free ballistic parachute.
What does that mean?
I have no
idea. I mean, I know parachute, but what's ballistic?
I don't know.
Should we just put the word ballistic in front of everything we sell?
Yes. Welcome to the Films and Stuff Ballistic Podcast.
Ballistic Podcast. Guys, let's include a parachute. Well, we're going to need something more to justify $92,000. How about a ballistic parachute? Yeah. Approved. No, I'm sorry, I'm not paying $92,000.
I mean, for $92,000, you can get a whole fleet of cars that will go a hell of a lot further than 20 minutes.
I mean, I like the idea. I mean, could I, for example, how high does it hover off the ground? Could I take it like from a helipad on the top of a building to a helipad on top of a building? Or is this something that can't go so many stories in the air? It's not a helicopter. It has to it's got like some thrusters. So it has to be like over terrain.
So first of all, it looks like a giant egg with 4 grown propellers onto it.
I'm in. Sorry, I changed my answer. I will pay $92,000 to fly an egg.
And the second thing is that I guess the answer to your question of how far it flies up totally depends on how confident you are with its ballistic parachute.
I mean, to be honest, if I'm 5 feet off the ground, do I need the ballistic parachute?
That's my point. That's exactly my point.
What if I land on the ground and I'd be like, my ballistic parachute did not deploy. I exited, but it did not deploy. So I think
this thing looks like a glorified egg with like one of those racing car seats on the inside.
Hold on, let me find it. What is this? It's called Jetson?
The Jetson 1. I'm sending you a link right now.
Okay, I got it. Jetson 1 personal electric aerial vehicle can fly up to 63 miles per hour and avoid obstacles. I mean, that's good. If it wasn't able to avoid obstacles.
Yeah, but I mean, theoretically, you're the pilot. Why talk about it being the pilot and also avoiding? You know what I mean?
I have to say, it's not bad looking. It's not bad looking.
It doesn't look like $92,000. That's the problem.
You know, Jetson vehicles aren't cheap. It's too much for me, to be honest. I love a lot of the things that they've said about this, but no, it's not for me. There's no picture that I see that shows like the instrument panel. I don't see the instrument panel. I'd be interested in that because I want to see this. I want to see his 3-axis joystick and throttle lever. And I'd like to see the parachute.
I think that's by design. Yeah, I think those are all issues that are probably by design on the marketing. Now, first of all, this looks too complicated.
I feel like they will gladly take your $92,000.
Let's not do that. And we certainly don't want to show anyone how the parachute works. I don't even see where the parachute is on this picture.
Do you think a ballistic parachute means it's not a real parachute?
There's no place in here. I see a black box, which is not encouraging.
Does it come out with like a puff of like?
I think it just means how like it's fired out instead of like a parachute that's like, I think like it's shot out like of a cannon.
All right, tell me next. I'm passing on the Jetson one at this price. I mean,
all right. So you're going to pass on the Jetson one?
I love running.
All right, let's talk about fitness. All right.
Butts.
Do you like running?
I can't say that I love boxing.
Boxing.
I'm potentially in. How does this work?
What if you could run while you were boxing or box while you were running?
I love cycling. Oh, while I'm boxing? I mean, I cannot ride a bicycle no-handed. Except for like a fraction of a second to like adjust my hat or something like that.
What about cycling while boxing? Right. So cycling while boxing, it's not a normal boxing stance, I would argue, but you do see boxers training, and like that's a part of their training. It is definitely involves running. It definitely involves shadow boxing. Not unusual. But have you seen the Lifespan Fitness Cycle Boxer upright exercise bike with?
I've never even heard of such a thing, much less seen it.
Check it out. I've sent you the link.
Lifespan Fitness Cycle Boxer Upright Exercise Bike provides cardio and strength training. So this is a stationary bicycle with no handlebars, just a boxing pad in front of your face.
Right. So it looks like a convoluted like Dance Dance Revolution controller, but for your fists. And you're supposed to wear boxing gloves and cycle while you also punch a stationary target. Now, I have done boxing in my life. One of the core tenets of boxing is you never punch straight on. You're always at a little bit of an angle. And you lead with your shoulder because that's how you get power. But straight on, you can't get any power, right? All you're going to do is end up hurting your back. And that's exactly what this does. You're on a bike. You're not exactly sitting side saddle.
I have to say, I feel like if you took someone who did not like exercising and you showed them this machine, you would actually be scarring them forever. This is probably right.
They'd be like, this is everything I hate about exercising.
Hi, I'm your new personal trainer. So what are you going to make me do? Biking? Boxing? Yes. What do you mean yes? Which one? No, both.
No, at the same time.
At the same time.
All
you thought you
take your
hated
shirt off.
exercise? You thought you hated exercising when there was only one exercise? Wait until I make you do two exercises simultaneously.
And both of them aren't typically done together and certainly not in the same stance. So where you should be hunched over handlebars, pushing down with your legs, you're now also going to be sitting up, back straight and flush to exactly perpendicular to the punching pad.
But may I suggest something which I feel like the International Olympic Committee should take notice of? If we could provide boxers with unicycles and force them to box while riding unicycles,
I would be watching boxing for the rest of my life.
That could singularly resolve rating problems in the next Olympiad.
Not just Olympiad. Add unicycles to every sport. Forget boxing. The 100-meter unicycle dash?
Maybe we just need a unicycle Olympics.
How amazing.
And let's just take on the real Olympics with a unicycle.
I think that would be hysterical.
Volleyball on unicycles.
Yeah, maybe not beach volleyball, but volleyball.
Yeah, maybe not beach volleyball. Although they get up like those super wide like tires.
Oh, like those off-road tires?
Yeah.
Oh my God, like a dune buggy without the dune buggy.
Just imagine, oh man, we would be amazing like broadcasters, right? To call like the play-by-play action of any type of unicycle event.
I have to say, Ethan, I think you're onto a winner with this.
What about the Winter Olympics? Why stop at the Summer Olympics?
Oh my God.
Let's go to Winter Olympics on unicycles.
Unicycles, and you could have ice skates as stabilizers on either side.
Yeah, like training wheels. But
like training wheels.
Training blades.
Exactly.
Training blades.
It'll be like Oh my God, can you imagine the bobsled team?
The carnage. Can you imagine the carnage?
4 guys on 4 unicycles, all holding each other's hips, human centipede style, going down a luge.
Yep. Ladies figure skating took a turn for the worse when 2 unicycles with blades collided.
Oh my God. You could be onto something here.
This thing is unintentionally, I think, transformed. The Lifespan Fitness Cycle Boxer Upright Exercise Bike, 7 words never before combined, I think has great potential.
And would you pay $1,500 for this?
I have to say, I absolutely would not. But if you are in the market for a stationary exercise bike, this does not seem like it's overpriced. I think you could probably find a more expensive exercise bike, and certainly any exercise
Peloton,
bike,
for example.
Yeah, and certainly exercise bike that you find would not have the boxing pad in front of you.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's true. You'd only have a nice LCD panel.
Yeah. So I have to say, this seems to be good value for money. I think the idea is a little bit aggressive and misguided, but good value for money if you're looking to combine 2 sports.
But if it leads to the unicycle Olympics, the Uni Olympics, if you would, I'm 100% in favor.
Please, IOC, take note. We can solve a lot of your problems.
Yeah, and you could be the IUC.
Let's start it. Let's just start a competing Olympiad.
Every 4 years, and I say you legalize everything. Can you imagine?
No, it's Unolympics. It's got to be every year. Unicycle, Unolympics.
That's true, annual. But then, you're at risk of fatigue, unicycle fatigue from the audience.
Sounds like a unilateral decision. Okay.
All right. Do you consider furniture as gadgets?
If it's passive furniture, I do not. But I imagine what you've got for me is some type of like interactive or active furniture. Am I right?
I have for you, my friend, the Haryana Tech Smart Ultimate Bed.
Smart Ultimate?
It's an all-in-one furniture, which includes, are you ready for this?
I am ready for it. I'm not sure.
It includes a bed, a massage chair, a regular chair, sofa, desk, and storage system all in one.
Hold on. What is this called? Let me find this thing. What is it?
The Haryana Tech Smart Ultimate Bed.
How do I spell Haryana?
Hariana.
Oh my God. This is amazing. The Haryana Tech Ultimate Bed is a piece of all-in-one furniture with high-tech features. This is an amazing bed. I may actually, wow.
This could be the first purchase?
Wow. I have to say, this is ugly as shit, but we may have to edit that. But this is quite interesting. Quite interesting.
Right? Look, it's got a little bookshelf. It's got a little display piece section there.
Oh, did you see the colors? It comes in red. It's quite striking.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, I'm in on this. I'm absolutely in on this. Not terribly expensive, by the way, for what you get. 2009.
Yeah, I worry about that. It includes Bluetooth speakers, a reading lamp, an air cleaning system. I don't even know how that works. And a charging station.
Well, that's not that impressive.
All it needs is a toilet and you're good to go.
I feel like there's a very misleading statement. If you've looked at this thing, if you read the description, it says, if you have limited room in your home. I feel like that should say, if you have unlimited room in your home. This thing is huge. This is not a space saver at all, right?
I don't know. You don't need a separate anything after this, except maybe a dining table.
But then there's an or. So if you have limited room or love the latest high-tech gadgets.
Oh, no!
Here's an or. They say, I don't have limited room. Well, that's okay. Or you have to love the latest high-tech gadgets. This piece of smart furniture combines a bed, chair, sofa, desk. Where's the desk?
You can see it. There's a little MacBook on there, right next to the giant Bluetooth speakers. on the right-hand side.
Oh, I see. But and that little
With the rollaway stools.
chair then pops out the rollaway stool. And that says, in particular, it features a massage chair with 8 modes. Okay. In fact, the chair has a reclining mode for when you're watching TV. Hey, you know what? I don't want to watch TV in my bed. I'm just going to move over to the chair.
Which is attached to my bed.
That's attached to the bed.
What's really funny, though, is that you can get as an add-on a nightstand or a cup holder. If this isn't an all-in-one bed, shouldn't the nightstand and the cup holder automatically be a part of it?
I don't know why you need a cup holder. You can just put the cup anywhere, but I don't know. I feel like I have to say, super ugly, but I kind of want this. I kind of want this. It's true. I mean, this does have everything. Wow, it's just amazing. Yeah, I mean, I'll take this.
But this has gone not the way I anticipated at all.
No, I'm totally in. I don't know why you're making this one's great. And look at the Gadget Flow rating is 8.9 out of 10.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
I mean, it's obviously high.
Well, I guess Ethan is sold.
Have you read the comments?
No, I haven't. Should I?
Well, there's four comments. Comment 1 by Zbug said, would love to get one for my son. Only thing is, how easy is it to change the sheets? I have a bad back. I mean, very valid point. I don't know if the bad back is really relevant to that, but yeah, I agree. It does not seem easy to change the sheets.
Yeah.
Susanna responded to that, who's a moderator. Good question. I would suggest contacting the sellers. Okay. Hopeful. Then someone else said, just made a comment, I will buy this in the future. And the moderator has responded, glad to hear it. That's the extent of the comments. Yeah, I'm in.
All right. Well, this did not go the way I was anticipating at all.
Oh, these are your choices. You chose these things.
Yeah, I didn't think you'd actually like them.
I like that one. I'm in on that one. Okay.
All
What's
right.
next?
Now, I know and you know, smoking, big no-no.
Huge no-no. More than one reason.
Right?
For more than one reason, yeah.
More than one reason. So now what if, though, you're stuck on cigarettes and you can't quit, but there were a way to help you quit with the power of electromagnetic field?
I mean, I guess I'd have to know more. How can this...
I'm presenting to you the Biomagna Pro PEMF device, which helps you completely quit smoking without the cravings.
Let me see. Oh, you wear it on your head.
That's right. It looks like a very fancy headband with a wire coming out of it.
Okay. So, how much is this?
This costs, I have it down, it costs, well, you tell me, how much would you pay for an electromagnetic field generator that you strap to your head 3 times a day for an hour each time?
I could wear that in my bed. I mean, for sure, if I were a smoker trying to quit smoking, I would pay $500 for this.
Oh, well, this is a bargain at only $350.
Wow! I'm saving $150.
That's right. And don't forget about all the money you save from buying cigarettes. From not having to buy cigarettes anymore.
Yeah, this is actually underpriced.
Yeah, but how comfortable are you with the idea of putting an electromagnetic field generator on your head for an hour a day?
On your brain, basically.
Yeah.
One of the 3 most important parts of your body, right? Along with your head or your heart and reproductive organs. I mean, I guess I'm not that comfortable with it. It looks a little bit silly, but I think that's part of the thing. But yeah, I mean, this seems to be like highly untested. And if it's just basically putting like some electric pulse around my brain, I'm not sure. Let me put it this way. This seems to be killing a lot of different impulses in my brain. And one of them happens to be the impulse to smoke, right?
Exactly.
I don't think it's tuned at the frequency of like smoking only. It's probably like, hey, let's just fry the brain and problem solved.
I mean, theoretically, it'll work because also you're not allowed to smoke while you're in the hospital, recovering from EMF wave generated generation.
I definitely feel like this is taking a very macro approach to smoking, and it's gonna kill almost all my impulses.
Yeah.
Problem.
Let's just nuke the entire area.
You're not
and
smoking
worry about
anymore.
the consequences later.
This is a
Overeating,
very
no
good
problem.
product liability
We've
lawsuit.
got you down.
Well, I lost all cognitive function. True or false? You no longer smoke. Well, true. Okay, I rest my case. No longer smoke. Well done. I have to say, Pete, those are 5 good choices. A few things I'm surprised you did not choose, actually. I'm surprised you did not choose the Bloom Smart Superfood and at-home spirulina grower. So spirulina is some type of
spirulina is.
Nutrient. That is the best definition I can give you.
Well, that I got by the part you said smart superfood.
I will send you a link to this if you'd like to see it, if you don't already have it. But I think this is a little bit excessive because it's $332, and I'm just not sure that I would grow so much spirulina. You know what this actually looks like? This looks like a prop from a science fiction movie.
It looks like a bottle of algae.
I agree. This absolutely seems like a prop from a science fiction movie that you would go into, like, the kitchen, and the automated, computer system would create something for you.
Oh, yeah. It looks like something that Captain Picard would drink after a strenuous workout.
Yeah, I'm not convinced that we would need such a thing. But have you found anything legitimately that you would get on this website? Wow.
This looks like super fine, like pistachio pesto in a bottle of water. Not really. I'll tell you why. The reality is that the things that would be legitimate would be like, there's the Apple Watches on there, a couple of cell phones. But like, these are things that, like, if I'm buying an Apple Watch, am I going to Gadget Flow to buy it? Or am I just going straight to Apple? If I buy a cell phone, am I going to a normal retailer, or am I going to Gadget? I think where Gadget Flow really excels is in scraping that data from Kickstarter and Indiegogo. I would never have found half of these things. I'm being disingenuous. I would never have found any of these things if I had not gone to Gadget. Because I'm not sitting there going through Kickstarter's websites looking for things to buy.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. The only things I would point out here that actually I would be open to are the decorative things. Yeah. I have to say, like, I'm the decorative things I like a little bit more. Let me give you an example. There is the modular backlit smart light bars. Okay, that kind of is a little bit elegant. I could see that as being something interesting. Sure. There's the LED smart poster, immersive and customizable 3D art. So I'm not saying I'm running out to get these things. In fact, I'm decidedly not. But those things I'm a little bit more open to than some of these other, like, true gadgets that I don't have an immediate need for, right? Like the smart room, for example, the wireless mechanical keyboard. Like, these things I'm not really in the market for. And to be honest, I have a great deal of skepticism that they're probably going to work the way that I want them to work. I've actually, have you ever bought anything on Kickstarter or one of these other websites, by the way?
I have done one for a board game. I supported a board game that never got funded.
Yeah, see, I think that's exactly the problem, that not just you and me. I've got 2 examples of that I supported 2 things on Kickstarter when I was trying to be, out there and a little bit, different and entrepreneurial and unique. And 2 things that I supported also were never funded. And I think that's probably part of the skepticism in what should be a very, very cool and good idea, right? In reality, probably doesn't work for exactly those reasons,
Or, there's some things that are great on paper, but, maybe there is no practical use for it. Yeah. And the great thing about Kickstarter is that it is the ultimate way to test the marketplace without having to actually go out there and spend any money.
Oh, you're saying it's like market intelligence, basically, to check demand.
I think so. Let's give a random gadget, okay? Like the smart broom, like this random smart broom nonsense, right? Yeah. Say you thought that this was a brilliant idea and that it was going to cost you $100,000 to manufacture it. But, you're like, okay, I could either spend $100,000 manufacture it and sell it and find out it's a total bust. Or I could put it on Kickstarter. I could spend $5,000 creating a prototype and the marketing campaign behind it. And if people are genuinely interested in it, they'll pay for it on a pre-purchase basis. And best case scenario, I get $100,000 worth of pre-orders and then I make the thing. Worst case scenario, I've spent $5,000, don't find out that it's a bust, right? You're not losing as much money as you could.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So tell me something that you think would, be like a hit on here. Like, what would you go with? What's like the positioning that you would have?
I think I would go with something that's not a reinvention of the wheel.
Like a consumer good?
I would look at something that's tech related to your phone or your iPad or your laptop or your computer. And I would say like a battery bank that's wireless and magnetic. Or I would look at like a hub so that you could charge multiple things or connect multiple things at the same time. I don't think anything that's too out there. The problem with anything that's too out there, like a flying car, is they're too expensive, and B, they're too untested. And I don't know how much you'd want to invest on testing.
Can I tell you what I would absolutely go for right now?
Yeah.
Is a very high quality pair of night vision binoculars.
Night vision binoculars?
Yeah.
Walk me through this. Why?
I mean, first of all, I love binoculars.
Okay.
If you don't have a pair of binoculars, you don't live on, you live in a villa. You don't live in a high rise. I live in a high rise, right?
Yeah.
Living in a high rise, not to look at other people in the high rise, but just to look at the horizon and what's going on, at ground level. I'm on the 12th floor, for example. Yeah. So, I have a lot of drama always happening on the ground floor. I see people biking, people jogging, people walking their dog, whole bunch of, vehicles and things like that. Binoculars for me are extremely important. So if I had like night vision binoculars, I could obviously see like it would be a whole new world for me. So I would absolutely be interested in night vision binoculars. And also I think like just going probably like anywhere, whether I want to say camping, but I never go camping, but I have a secret fetish to go camping. I think that would be very interesting, right? I feel like night vision binoculars, absolutely, I would find a use for.
Okay, yeah. That's interesting. I'm just doing a quick.
Can I mention one other thing?
Yeah, please.
The smart, so my apartment, for example, just has a key entry system, right? This hasn't been changed in like 40 years.
Yeah.
Hotels, they kind of have like the access card. But now they have like these, you can change out your door hardware to put something where there's like individual codes, so like a delivery person has a code, your sister has a code, your cleaning person has a code, right? Like everyone has like their maintenance person, cable guy, whoever it is, has kind of like an individual code. So you can see like kind of who's coming and going when, and you can like give or take access away. You don't have to give everyone like a key or a card or something like that. That would also be something, to be honest, I feel like there's a bigger market for that, but that would be something that if I had a reliable one, I'd probably consider switching that.
Yeah, and I think that it's going to eventually get there. People are already, so like my building, for example, to enter the lobby, you have to use one of those little RFID tags, and you just swipe it. You don't need a key anymore. And it's because it's one of those old school, like really heavy, thick, heavy set doors. So it's always been a real pain in the bum to put the key in, turn it, and push it. Now you just literally put tag next to it, and the door doesn't swing open, but it clicks open, so it's a lot easier.
Do you have a smart doorbell, by the way?
I do not have a smart
like a Ring.
But I do have smart. Yeah. I don't have a Ring or anything, but I have smart cameras.
Yeah. My family's got Ring, and apart from the fact that it probably records everything we do, we're very, very happy with Ring, I have to say.
Yeah. Our building is tightly controlled, so we don't need a doorbell camera. But what we do have is just for added security, we have 2 smart cameras that are pointed at the 2 exits to the building. One in the back, one in the front, and that's it.
Like our mutual friends, right? They've got the baby camera.
That's right. That's exactly right. To be very frank, it's a glorified baby monitor. That's all it is.
It's the same thing. I think the baby camera is just like in the shape of like an elephant or something.
Yeah, to make the baby feel
and the adult camera, because you feel at ease when there's an elephant in the corner, whereas the adult camera is just like an oval or a rectangle.
Yeah, you want it to look like you're entering a bank vault, right? Yeah. You feel comfortable knowing that, or feeling like, oh, that's a serious piece of hardware.
It should be shaped like a weapon then.
I think for me, like I look at this website and I think the kinds of gadgets I would buy on here would be something like more on the decorative, non-utilitarian side, like
What
you
about the
mentioned.
gaming side? You're a big gamer. I'm surprised you haven't mentioned anything like a gaming chair, gaming monitor.
So that's the thing is I'm on the other side. I'm on the extreme side.
Oh.
Because I'm such an enthusiast, when you're at that level of hardware enthusiasm, you know what brands and what companies are making the best of whatever you're looking at. So I don't need to go to a website like Gadget Flow to find a gaming chair. I can approach the 2 or 3 companies that I would go to and get the chair directly from them.
Do you have a gaming chair?
No, I don't use them. I don't use it. I don't use it just as I think they're usually a little bit bigger than you'd want them to be. They take up a bit too much space. And
Maybe you should just get that bed.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean,
That's right.
that's pretty much everything you need, right? If you just get the gaming bed.
Can I tell you that there was a brief moment in time where I really wanted like a hospital bed because they were motorized and you could sit up and you could make the angle perfect?
Having, the company Sattva.
Yes, I do know something.
I have a Sattva bed, but it's my second one. My sister, as good as my brother's recommendations are for television shows, as you well know, my sister's recommendations for consumer products are equally bad. And she convinced me to get a Sattva bed, which
And
is...
was it good or bad?
It was terrible, actually. It was exactly what you said. The hospital bed where I could raise the head, raise the feet, and so forth, right?
Okay.
And she convinced me to get this. Honestly, I should have just gotten this bed that you pointed out, but I got the Sattva bed that's fully controllable. And I exercised my 45-day right to exchange it. And actually, I exercised that right, I think, within 1 day.
Really?
Yeah, really. Because it was first, there's a split, not in the middle, but like at the head side and the foot side, where there's a split so that the left and the right,
So like horizontally or vertically?
vertically, so that each side can like raise or lower independent of each other, right? So in theory,
but that's got to be a pain if you're sleeping with
someone. It's supposed to be if you're sleeping with someone, they can raise their side and it doesn't affect your side, and vice versa. But if you sleep by yourself, which I do, and if you sleep in the middle, there's basically like a fault line or a crack, between the two sides, right? So I found that uncomfortable both for my feet and for my face. And then the second part is that there's way too many cords and remote controls. So there's 4 different cords that I plugged in, and I didn't have enough outlets, so I had to get them like an adapter. And then I had 2 different remote controls, and and if you've got like a TV and a phone, suddenly like I was just like dying of remote controls. I really needed this bed that you showed me that's got all the storage space for all my remote controls. So I exchanged that bed and I just got like a normal bed instead, also from Sattva. But I thought that bed, the hospital type bed that you described, was, to be honest, unnecessary. And if you're going to like be sitting up in bed and you want that, then you should get this bed that you pointed out, the smart bed, where you can just go sit on the recliner and get a massage at the same time. Makes more sense.
Well, there you go. This whole topic, by the way, comes back to our very first question. Do you consider a bed as a gadget? Generally not, right?
No,
right.
Generally not. Even this one was gadgety in the smallest common way, right? That it had maybe some controls or something. But again, a gadget, I think, physically needs to be smaller. And again, it needs to really be tech. It can't be like a physical product that has like some tech aspect to it, like even a coffee maker is not a gadget, even if it's smartphone enabled. It's still not a coffee maker,
I think so. Go in that same vein. The only thing that I would actually look at, and the only thing I've actually looked at, but it's not available here in the UK, is the Bartesian.
What's that? I like the sound of it.
So imagine a Nespresso system for cocktails.
Oh, I've seen this before. Really?
Yeah. So you scan one of those pods. It's got all the ingredients for a cocktail, and the machine has like 4 tubes, and you fill those tubes up with 4 different kinds of liquor.
What is it called?
The Bartesian, like artesian with bar. And it's the only, so like the reviews have been mediocre to good in the sense that if you're looking for a quick and dirty cocktail or a martini or like any cocktail, or like if you're having a party, it's the perfect solution because you don't have to spend 45 minutes or 15 minutes making cocktails for everyone. You just everyone can just scan their own like instant pod, put it in there, and as long as the liquor in the bottles is the correct kind, it'll make the cocktail for you in seconds.
100%. Can we do an episode where we do a specific product review? It could get messy towards the end, but can we do a product review of this? How much is this? I'm on the website. It's amazing. Can we contact the people at Bartesian and ask them to give us?
Definitely. On the grand scheme of things, not 100. It's not super expensive for what you're getting. It's $350. And as with all of these coffee/drinks making machines, where they make their money isn't on the machine because like it looks like a relatively decent piece of kit and it looks complicated. You're providing your own alcohol, but where they make their money is on their little pods, right? So you can get subscription services for the pods. Each pod costs like $3 or $4 or whatever it costs. I don't even know, $2 or whatever the number is. It comes out to being cheaper than going out to a bar, and more expensive than if you made the cocktail yourself, but then without any of the hassles. So it's like a nice middle ground. And the only difference or the only question I have is how good are the actual cocktails?
So let me ask you a question. So the way that this works is that there is this Bartesian sitting somewhere, and my guest goes and takes a pod, which has basically the mix, right? So here there's a lemon drop. I grab the lemon drop capsule, I put it in. It already has the alcohol installed, and it makes me a lemon drop in my glass. But these are expensive. Yeah, I'm looking at this. The capsules are expensive, right?
How much does the capsule come out to?
Oh, maybe it's for 6 capsules. Hold on, let me see. Oh, yeah. So Sex on the Beach, for example, 6 capsules are $15.
Sure. How many?
6 capsules are $15. So a little bit less than $3, yeah.
6 capsules?
Yeah.
Like $2.50, right? Like it's $2.50 per capsule.
Yeah.
Or $2.25, something, just over $2. And your alcohol cost is probably going to be the same $2 or $3, right? Whatever it is. Even if it's $5, it's still cheaper than going to a bar and getting a Sex on the Beach for $10. It's definitely more expensive than if you were to make Sex on Beach at home.
Well, you should just buy 32 capsules. 32 capsules is $71.
Right. Well, there you go. But ultimately, that's what I'm saying is like any coffee machine, like a Nescafe, right? Yeah. Or an espresso machine.
Yeah.
You're paying for the convenience. You're not paying for the quality.
I agree.
Right? I agree. And the advantage that this has over a bar is that you control the vodka, you control the whiskey, you control the rum, the gin that's going in your drink, right? You're not using a house liquor, which is probably some cheap, crappy liquor that they use because they want to maximize their margins.
So let me say, I love the idea. I would absolutely like to try this. But
exactly. I think that for me, that's exactly right.
I mean, do you think it's this is absolutely a gadget, but I mean, do you think this is like worthwhile to get? Like you've got to do a lot of entertaining and you've got to be super lazy that you justify this, right?
Because you either need to be doing a lot of parties or you need to be an avid cocktail drinker without the knowledge or the wherewithal to make it yourself.
Are you really an avid cocktail drinker? I mean, I agree.
That's the thing is I drink socially. I may have a glass on my own every once in a blue moon at home, but like when I'm doing my drinking, it's with you. It's with our friends. It's not on my own.
I appreciate that. Yeah. I appreciate that.
It's not sitting at home on my own. So the only time I would use this is if I called everyone over to mine, have it, but then I personally wouldn't use it the rest of the week.
But the issue is also, I mean, let's say the old fashioned, for example, right?
Okay.
Like, if you love old fashions, you should just learn to make an old fashioned yourself, right?
Exactly. I make a killer whiskey sour and I make a killer amaretto sour. I would never use this to make that.
I mean, an amaretto sour is just amaretto and like soda, right?
No, amaretto and
like sour mix, right?
And well, yeah, exactly. But I would never use sour mix. I would make the mix myself.
Oh, really?
With the actual, which is what I do for my whiskey sours. I don't use sour mix.
Why don't you just have a party?
Yeah.
Sounds great.
That's because I'm an aficionado. I like cocktails enough to justify that. What to say that, hey, you know what? I'm going to make this on my own.
Yep.
So the Bartesian, probably not for me. Definitely want one just to say I have.
I would absolutely do the same way.
Right?
I would absolutely want the same thing.
That's the only thing. And again, the only problem is not available here. Can't. So if I got one, I'd have to pick one up from the States. And that means that I'd need to pick up a ton of pods as well, because this isn't like an espresso. You can't just pick them up anywhere. You have to pick them up presumably only through wherever they sell them, right? Which would only be in the U.S.
Yeah, it's only through Bartesian. Although I'm sure that just like Nespresso now, they've got like kind of their EcoPods and a bunch of other things that you can kind of use that are compatible. But
maybe. I mean, I'm certainly surprised they haven't expanded beyond the U.S.
I love the idea. Thank you for the recommendation, Pete. I'm going to
it.
close that window, probably never to be seen again, but not because I'm not impressed by the idea. Okay. What's our next gadget that we need to focus on?
That's a good question. What is our next gadget? What is something that we can use?
I think we need a listener poll, and then we should do like an evaluation of what is the gadget of choice among our listeners.
I think that's a great idea. If you're listening, filmsandstuffpodcast@gmail.com. Yeah. Send us a message. Just say hi. Give us recommendations. Tell us what you want to talk about, and we're happy to discuss it on here.
May I suggest night vision binoculars?
Maybe it's me being a cynic, but every time I think of night vision binoculars, I can't help but think of all those like horror movies and stalking movies where the bad guys. Yeah, that's the good guys. But typically speaking, it's always like I think of. You know who I think of? A little bit of what's his face from Silence of the Lambs. Bill.
Yeah, he had night vision binoculars.
Remember when he's got Jodie Foster in the house at the end and all the lights are out? Isn't he chasing her around, stalking her using the night vision?
Oh, that's a good. We should go reference that scene again and confirm. I don't recall it either way. It makes sense, but I don't recall it either way.
I can't remember. But either way, I can't help but have negative connotations to binoculars in general, or like a telescope, like in Hitchcock's Window movie. Where the guy breaks his leg and he's stuck looking out the window?
So I remember that. Yeah. And that's been remade as well, yeah.
Oh, yeah. There was a great Simpsons episode parody with it, yeah.
Or it's been like inspiration for like some of those, the film where the dude at like house arrest, yeah. But, what I find the telescope is more important for is that I find almost now that everyone is kind of like
has a telescope in their background,
Zoom or Teams call economy, that almost everyone who's like a venture capitalist or wannabe investor has the obligatory telescope, kind of like behind them,
or
in the back,
a globe,
right? Even if it's pointing towards a wall, or like the corner of a wall. Like
I've been on a couple of calls where like I've seen a globe.
Yeah, it's that go-to prop, along with like the bookshelf with, all these carefully curated, literary works, right? Pre-work from home, it was just filled with like old, magazines and a bunch of junk. But then when it was, okay, you've got to show off your home library, suddenly it became, some poetry books, literary works, all the Harry Potters have been cleared out, right?
How do I look sophisticated?
Exactly.
What are the books that make me look like I'm a very erudite man?
Exactly. So I feel like everyone's just kind of gone to their local bookshop and said, hey, what do you have that's like old looking on clearance? I'll take them all and pretend that they're like first edition.
And if you've got a marble bust of Plato or some other philosopher, I'll pay an extra $15 for that.
Yeah. So the carefully curated home library has definitely gotten a makeover. But I always find that there's like a telescope, just pointed at a wall or at a corner, right? And honestly, like a telescope is something where like, if you don't have a very high powered telescope, you're just looking at like nothing, right?
Yeah, right. A blurry image of something. Otherwise, that's it. That's really all it's good for.
The North Star magnified 10 times is just the brighter North Star. There's really nothing to see about it, right? Unless you really need like a proper, like tree trunk sized telescope, right? To be able to see like anything worthwhile on the moon or.
If you want to see the moon, you need something. Yeah, you're absolutely right, because it's not just about the magnification. I was told it's also about the size of the lens.
It's all about the size,
which is why you need like a really heavy diameter sized one, rather than just like, oh well, great, it's 100x magnification on your phone, but that doesn't mean pictures of the moon are going to come out looking great on it.
Well, maybe now we have to do a telescope review.
Yeah,
maybe we've talked ourselves into doing a binocular and telescope review.
Maybe.
Because binoculars do not have to be, there is no correlation between price and quality of binoculars. It's not an inverse relationship, but it's also not a direct relationship.
Is there not? I would have assumed the more expensive, the higher quality.
Not necessarily. I mean, again, there's a few things because
diminishing returns.
There's diminishing returns, but also it's, for example, like how wide your view is, whether it's got like somewhere like they stop like the shaking, right?
Okay.
So some you can hook to your phone and take a picture. So I mean, there's features that are related to the price of binoculars. But if you're just looking to see like how large and how clear an image, you can honestly get very inexpensive binoculars, which have very, very good quality, and paying more. For example, maybe we'll get you a brand of binoculars, National Geographic, Bushnell, Nikon, for example. Yeah, but not necessarily better quality images. FYI for everyone out there. Telescope, I don't know, but we should look at it.
Films and Stuff, the podcast does not condone stalking.
Any binocular use is strictly for home, personal, non-criminal use only, right? We should add the disclaimer.
Agreed.
But our listeners would never do that.
Yeah, that's right. I wouldn't either, ever.
We say it with like more confidence than we actually feel. Don't let my voice. Don't let the tone of my voice betray you.
Yeah. Agreed. I think this has been a great take on some of the gadgets out there. And in the meantime, we're looking forward to hearing back from our listeners if they have any gadgets they want us to look at.
Indeed.
But otherwise, we're going to spend a couple days looking at stuff that we could possibly look at as gadgets to talk about.
Absolutely. Thank you, Pete, for sending me this treasure trove of a website, which opened up a whole new world of betting, personal aircraft, and brain.
Please tell me if you buy anything. I want a live review of anything you buy on that.
Okay,
website.
Indeed, that sounds great.
We're going to put it here first. All right, so we can reconvene next week. We're going to talk about a few more TV shows. And if there's any other movies that we've either seen, hopefully by then.
Ghostbusters.
That's right.
Yep. So next week we've got Invasion, Shrink Next Door, Hawkeye, Morning Show, Yellowstone, and a review after you and I have seen the new Ghostbusters.
You got it. Made a note for all of these, and let's have a look and see what else is coming out in the future, and we can see what we want to go from there. Or we can see what we want to discuss from there.
Okay, everyone. I'm Ethan.
And I'm Pete. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, everyone, for listening to Films and Stuff. Peace out.
Bye.